So unfortunately, I got to break some bad news to you guys. We are not going to be making it to the 1320 video ice cream cruise this year. We were really hoping to make it out. We've gone for the last 4 or 5 years. It's always an awesome event, but we have so much to do here at the shop. Still got to get E-Roy ready for the all-wheel drive shootout. Got to get the hatch ready for FL2K. Wyatt's been working on the MR2. We got to get that thing tested and ready for World Cup. And between all of that going on, we were already on the fence about going. And what really put the nail in the coffin is we have a Category 4 hurricane on the way, and we would have to leave, you know, right at the time the hurricane would be coming through and we'd be driving through it, which would not be good. We'd either had to leave early to beat it or wait till after, which wouldn't leave us enough time. So we just decided the wise move would be to not make it to Ice Cream Cruise this year, which definitely sucks. I know a lot of you guys were looking forward to seeing us out there, but that is what we have decided to do because we got a lot of stuff to get done here at the shop and we got to hunker down for this freaking hurricane. So I hope you guys can understand, but yeah, maybe next year. We are up bright and early, and guess what we pulled out today, boys? The old black NSX. Letting her stretch her legs today.
Finally, man. This thing's been sitting for a minute.
Yeah, we had to knock the dust off of it. It was pretty dirty. We just gave her a quick wash. I drove it down over here to Emilio's to pick him up because we're getting ready to go to the Freedom Factory.
You know it's early when you got orange juice in the cup.
Yeah, it is pretty early. So we're going over there for Cletus's Cars and Copters. Go check out his new helicopter. Be pretty cool, but it's about an hour drive from here, and I haven't driven this NSX anywhere since we got it.
One thing I noticed so far is I gotta ride with the jump box, man. What's up with the battery, dude?
It needs a jump box, man.
Oh,
it's been sitting for too long, and this window seal needs a little work. You can see we got some water on the seat from washing it, but hey, I think she's ready for an hour drive.
She's a clean car, man.
It drove over here good, so I think she's good to
car.
go. This thing's been cruising, man. We just drove an hour down the highway. It's been sitting for, I don't know how long, 223,000 miles on the odometer. Now it's our time to enjoy it a little bit.
Sounds good. Stock.
Yep, she's running great.
Not super loud in the car, you know?
Now we have a check engine light that just came on though, so we'll have to see what that's about. Maybe see if I can hit third gear in it. Well, the NSX made it. This is the first time I've driven this thing on any public road ever since I got it. We drove it the one time on the track at Ice Cream Cruise, and then I just parked it up, dusted her off, and she cruised over no problem.
Dang, it's pretty packed today, huh?
So what is...
Don't look too close, Sam.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's take us a little bit of this right here, and let's put some on here, okay?
Dang,
look at this.
Yeah, even after we cleaned it, there's still some pretty bad...
You tried.
Hey,
man.
we had like 5 minutes. We were running late, okay?
All right, well, let's do it. We'll start right in here. And we'll put a little bit up here, too.
Damn, the famous rub down.
It's the real reason we came here.
All right.
Apparently, I don't know how to wash my cars, apparently, so gotta get the
look at
professional
that.
on there.
Well, I'll tell you what. Sometimes, you see all these deep, dark spots you got in here? This thing would buff out. I'm telling you.
When I got it, she was beautiful, but she's been sitting for a while.
Sometime, bring by, at least let me do the topical surfaces on it, okay?
Okay. Guess we gotta bring it back.
Just let me do it, at least the topical surfaces on it. So sometime when you can, come by with it, give me a couple hours on it.
You want me to bring it by your shop one day?
Yeah, oh yeah, this needs to be fixed, okay?
Okay.
Let's fix this one, okay? This one's got to be
you're
fixed.
the guy.
This one deserves shiny stuff, okay? So
All right, so it looks like we got an appointment with Mr. Sam to get her all buffed up and looking real nice. You're gonna make me have to start taking care of it.
There you go. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. You
It
gotta
is a
fix
nice.
it.
It is a nice car. I wanted to get it out and let it stretch its legs.
Very nice car. Very nice car.
That's a classic helicopter, huh?
That thing's sick. The Huey.
Thing's been through a lot, I bet.
Emilio's trying to convince me to get a pilot's license. I don't know if we're ready for that.
Yeah, I'm ready for the passenger seat whenever you're ready. Well, I was told this bus had some cool stuff inside of it. What?
Got a whole simulator back here.
What? No way.
That's pretty sick.
That is sick.
Whoa. Got like a fighter jet simulator in the back.
For real. Dude, this is crazy.
This is wild, man.
It's a full flight seat.
Oh, that's like an actual simulator seat.
I don't want to get.
Does the ejection seat work?
Yeah. What you doing back there, Emilio?
Hold on,
You
man.
scared back here?
Hold on.
That is pretty sick.
Imagine, oh, I gotta go, guys, and then you get in that and you take it home. You gotta get one, Kyle.
Windshield back down?
You gotta get one.
The other one's starting up too. There he goes. Back leader. I think it's crazy people can even build stuff like this.
Yeah, this
Big
bridge
rig.
is super tall.
It's a big bridge. It's been a while since we hit the Skyway.
Remember Vicky?
Old VTech Vicky, this is where she broke down going that way. Well guys, we don't have anything too exciting going on in today's video, but we've been getting the cars ready for these upcoming events. Like I said, the hatch is about to go to FL2K, and I've been working on getting this thing buttoned up. We got the engine in it recently, we got it fired up, and I went ahead and put the rest of this thing back together. Got the charge pipes on, the intercooler, had to put the brake booster back in there, hook up the clutch, bleed the brakes, just go through. Wyatt finished up some of the final wiring on it as well, but just plumbed everything, had to put a new wideband sensor on it. There was a lot of little parts that I stole off of it, had to put a new oil pressure sensor on it. Oil pressure is looking great on this thing. I actually fired it up yesterday and drove it around the yard a little bit. So everything's looking really good for the hatch, and it should just be about ready to go. The only thing is I don't know if I'm gonna have any testing before the actual event, so we might be testing and qualifying, but the hatch is pretty much the same as it was, so I'm not too worried about that either way. I just want to make sure we can get the motor broken in a little bit, get it a fresh oil change because it's still on the break-in oil right now. But other than that, the hatch is pretty much good to go. And I did want to mention that since we are doing the Cummins giveaway right now, I am going to throw in some hatch valve springs and valves in any orders placed that have a hatch sticker in them starting now. So if you make an order and you just get a hatch sticker in whatever order it is, I'm gonna try to get you a valve spring or a retainer or a whole valve, depending on how many we get. We'll split them up. I also have old used bearings from the blown up H22, so I'll try to make sure we get you something from the hatch in your order. And we also just restocked our spark plug gappers as well, so we got them in red and black, and they come with a feeler gauge, and those are live on the site. So, and you can get entered to win the Cummins. Like I said at the beginning of the video, Wyatt's been working on the MR2 over here, and if you guys look at the passenger door here, we actually have a window back on this thing, because if you guys remember, that flew off of the car when we were racing Mullet at the Indy Cletus and cars, I believe. So we have not had a window and attached door on this thing, and it's all fixed up, and we went ahead and redid the window latches right here. So we were looking back at the GoPro footage, and this thing is just building up too much cabin pressure, it seems like, and the window literally pushes itself out, and then the wind catches it, and then it peels off the entire door skin with it. So if you look right here on the window latch, Wyatt actually cut out these little hooks on the CNC plasma, and we drilled a hole inside. You're not gonna be able to see it, but this actually hooks into that hole now instead of just kind of resting up against it. And now when this latches, like if you try to open the door, like it's stuck on there. Good. And we're also going to add some vent holes right here to help relieve the cabin pressure. So now we actually have to be careful, because if you're not paying attention and you just try to rip the door open with that latched, I mean, it's gonna hurt some stuff. The windows are gonna be latched and they're really nice this time around, so we really need to keep the doors from flying off of this thing. And if you guys come look right over here, we have ourselves a fire suppression kit for the MR2. Now that she's on methanol, we're gonna go ahead, add fire suppression, just be extra safe. And if you guys didn't already know, I have the SFI approved 15-layer suit. I got pretty much everything safety related now. Is there anything we're missing?
I think you're missing a headstock.
A headstock.
I think that's about the only thing.
That would be the last thing, is a fireproof headstock, and I got everything dialed for safety on the MR2. And we're actually gonna run 2 fire suppression kits because you're saying that one might not be adequate in case there's
Yeah, so
something
we're gonna
serious.
do 2 of them just because the amount of nozzles we're gonna put in the car. It's gonna be a total of 4. The fuel tank being in the front of the car makes it a little difficult because you have to run a nozzle all the way up there. You can't kind of multi-purpose it to spray areas of the engine bay. So I want 2 at the engine, 1 at the fuel cell, and then 1 at the driver. So we'll probably end up doing 2 full bottles, and that'll give them a lot more time to actually get out of the car if it does catch on fire. Methanol, you just don't want to play around with it because you can't really see the fire. So that's the biggest thing. And I think, I could be totally off, but I think you only get like 15 seconds of dispersion from one of these 10-pound bottles.
with how many nozzles?
With the 3 nozzles. Okay. So, you know, you add the driver in there with a 4th. It doesn't give you a whole lot of time, especially if you're going 180 miles an hour and you need to get the thing stopped when it's on fire. So better safe than sorry. I mean, what, it's 15, 20 pounds extra. We can just take the ballast off the nose and put these up there and kind of make up for that weight. So
Yeah, we
better
probably,
be safe than sorry.
probably could get away with the 1, but just to be on the safer side, we
Yeah.
think we're gonna run 2 kits. So it comes with all of the line right here to route everything you need. You might need a little more than that.
We're definitely gonna need more.
Yeah, we're gonna need,
I put the same kit in my
Yeah, I
truck,
was like-
and buddy, that got to about the first
we're
nozzle.
gonna need some more of that, but we have the nozzles and stuff right here. We have the lever that you pull to activate it. And some of you guys thought when I said I want to put these in the front of the MR2, you thought I wanted to mount them like right here, because I saw comments. They're like,
First thing to
when
hit the wall.
When you hit the wall, they're gonna blow up or something. I'm like, I'm not gonna put them literally right on the front bumper. I meant in here. So we're gonna mount them in here, like next to the battery. We might have to shift some stuff around, so we'll either go
Yeah,
like
they'll
that
be
or
like
both
that.
sideways. Yeah,
Yep.
just front and back. And these weigh like what? That's maybe 15 pounds. Might have like 30 extra pounds in the front, but that means we can take off weight right here, because I had like 60 pounds of weight stacked on the nose of this thing. So it shouldn't really hurt us in the long run, but the MR2 is going to end up weighing a little more than I would like, but it should be lighter than it was last year at World Cup overall by at least like 50 pounds. So we're going to go ahead and get the fire suppression on that going here real soon. And once we get the fire suppression done, I mean, the windows are pretty much good to go. We just got to add those vents. And then we have some things we're changing with the clutch setup as well, with the slipper. And then we should be good to test it.
Yeah, and that's actually what I'm working on over here. This ain't a final product, but we're gonna test some things. A mount, kind of interesting to see how that'll work.
I bought a 3D printer not too long ago, and we're starting to put that thing to use. It's been pretty fun. The first month of owning it, I've just been printing out useless stuff. But yesterday, Wyatt printed a little deal to fix our door handle. So now that's fixed from the 3D printer because that broke. And now he's working on a clutch slipper mount.
Exactly.
So
It's funny. Shameless plug to Superfast Matt. He talks about this exact problem where you buy the tool, you print absolutely useless stuff for the first 2 months, and then you finally use it one time and you never touch it again. So that's what we're gonna do.
all right, guys, so Hurricane Helen is fixing to come through in a few hours. It's going to get really bad this evening, but in about 4 to 5 hours from right now, the wind is really going to start picking up, and we're going to start seeing a ton of rain. Right now, it's kind of the calm before the storm. I mean, just about an hour ago, it was dead calm here, and now we're starting to see some wind. I don't know how well you can see this on camera, but those clouds, they are ripping through the sky. Look at that. That's real time, not sped up. So it's like sucking everything in right now, and we've been through a few hurricanes, a few tropical storms. Now that we live in Florida, it's just what comes with living here this time of year. And we're just doing a little bit to prepare for it. We should be okay because the storm looks like it's going to go mostly north and dodge us, but you never know. The storm could easily veer right and hit us. If you guys remember Hurricane Ian, that hurricane was supposed to miss the southern Florida area completely, and it steered out of nowhere and just destroyed the Fort Myers area. It was really bad. So we always want to prepare for the worst, hope for the best. And to start, what we do is we clear out all the vehicles that are right in this area, because we have this big old tree right here, and we've already had some big branches come off of this tree. If you guys remember, we had a tropical storm come through and a tree branch broke off and it crushed the hood of the Rousey, and because it was sitting right here, you can see the fence where it's damaged, and that was from the same incident. A big old branch broke off of this tree and just crushed a ton of stuff. So every time we have a big storm or hurricane come through, these old oak trees always lose branches. They block the roads. So first and foremost, we get everything out from under the trees. We still have a couple cars in the back that we're going to move. The tarp and stuff over there, that's basically a pile of scrap, so I'm not worried about that. We're going to move the tarp. And then anything that's light or could blow away, we're going to get all that stuff cleaned up. And I'm also packing as many of our more valuable vehicles into the shop. So we got the Ford F450 right here. That's going to go into the shop tonight. The 2J Civic was sitting right here with a tarp on it. I put that inside the shop as well. And we went ahead, got some gas for our generators just in case we have any power outages, because it does happen. We went to the grocery store, got some extra food, nothing too crazy. But like I said, we want to prepare for the worst just in case it gets a little out of hand. And that pretty much does it for this side. We're just worried about the trees. And then all of the other vehicles are packed up under the carports over here. I really wish we had some more space inside, because I still got a lot of valuable vehicles that are going to have to sit out for this one. But that's just what we're working with. So we got the metal carport right here. We got the Porsche, the Rousey, the new EK, the Model X, and the Subaru. Those are as tucked in there as they can go. If you look back over here, we got the Cybertruck under our wooden carport, you know, the smart car, the Sidekick. We got the Cummins giveaway truck back there. One of my biggest fears during these hurricanes is that something happens to this wooden covering right here. This is rated for hurricane winds, but it was rated for that when it was built. This thing is getting old, and I'm not sure how many storms this thing will take on before it finally gives way. Everything still looks to be in good shape, but my biggest fear would be that we get some really strong winds and something happens to this, because that's heavy, and if it comes down, it's going to cause a lot of damage. And I mean, I got the giveaway truck under there right now, and if something happens to that, then I guess I'd have to buy the winner a brand new truck. So hopefully everything holds out. We've had these doors break over time from the wind. You can see this one's missing. It has broken off, and then that one over there is missing, and then the center one is still together, but we've kind of boarded it up just to keep it from swinging open, and we really need to get some new doors made. But the wind will catch these days we're not paying attention and just fling them open, and yeah, they need a better way to secure into the ground. But like I said, biggest fear is something happening to this. Luckily, the area we're in is pretty surrounded by trees and stuff, so that dampens a lot of the wind. And then I'm also a little worried about the carport sometimes, because I've watched that thing during the storms, you know, get tugged on pretty good, but that I don't think would cause as much damage as if this were to fall. That might scrape some stuff up, but I think the roof would peel off of that before it comes out of the ground. I got it anchored in really good, and I don't think that's going anywhere. So as far as what the wind can take from us, I'm really just worried about the car coverings right here. But other than that, we should be pretty good. Wago's also inside the enclosed trailer, so I stuffed it in there to keep it protected as well. And a lot of these vehicles I wish we could keep inside, but we just don't have the room, so I'm keeping the most important vehicles to me in the shop, and then everything else is going to have to sit out under a carport and hope for the best. So I figured I'd show you guys the backyard section right here with the pool and everything. So something we don't talk about much is this whole area gets pretty flooded. Like I said, we're not in a flood zone, so nothing major to where it's going to damage any of our property or get into the house or something like that. But during bad tropical storms and hurricanes, our pool will completely fill up. It's been raining a lot, and it's actually almost to the edge, and our whole pool will actually go underwater, and all these bricks I'm standing on right here, all this stuff goes underwater, and our whole backyard turns into like a little pond. And when it gets really, really bad, it can kind of creep up to the house. It usually doesn't go anywhere past like the NSX. We got it tucked away back under here. Maybe that back tire will get a little wet, and then sometimes it gets up to that back door to the garage over there. That area gets a little more water. I think it's a little lower. But worst case scenario, this whole thing could possibly get soaked. We're going to take the couch apart, put it away, scoot the seats up to the fence, get all the cushions out of there. Anything that's just light and could be blown away easily, we're just going to make sure everything's tucked up out of the way. And that's really all we can do here. We have a hurricane rated roof. The only other big concern would be if like something happened to this tree and that came down and crushed some of this stuff. That would kind of suck as well. But you know, we're just making sure everything's out of the way and that we're safe. Overall, I'm not too worried about this hurricane because it's tracking to go straight up and kind of miss us, but we're definitely still going to see some pretty serious winds here. I'd say at least 60-70 mile an hour winds in this area, possibly more, so we'll see. Right now it's looking like it's going to hit as a Category 4 hurricane, and I mean, it's just a few miles off the coast. Right now, everyone along the coast of western Florida is in an evacuation zone. It's going to be pretty serious, a lot of storm surging, a lot of flooding. So we'll keep you guys updated. We're just going to kind of hunker down, make sure we're good to go because it's going to hit us hard tonight. But yeah, hopefully all is good. I'll let you guys know how we did tomorrow, and if there's any major damage, we'll definitely report it. The wind is starting to pick up for sure. Woo! That's a big gust right there, boys, and it's only going to get worse from here. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. This thing's about to roll in here soon. If you guys are in the path of this thing, definitely stay safe out there. But thank you guys for watching. We'll keep you guys updated tomorrow. See you later.